Hello, Shagar here. We are doing something a little bit different today. We are going to be reading a Q&A. Um, when I started working on the promotional video uh, with explanations of various things in my time at Sandrock, I decided, you know what? I'm going to try seeing if I can ask the developers some questions. So I messaged somebody on Discord by the name of Yang, and he said, um, sure, send me some questions and we'll see what we can do. So I did. I also sent another developer questions, and left a message on the general Discord asking if I could ask the other uh, developers questions as well. But unbeknownst to me, and to a big surprise as well, I ended up getting a response from Yang. Turns out that he sent the questions to the um, director, producer, producer, director, the director of producing, or the director of developing, I should say. I can English. So ended up that this individual has decided to answer my questions, and Yang courteously translated it into English so I could understand what was being said. And I would like to actually read off those questions and answers so that way maybe we can get a little bit of what is going on in the eyes of a developer, or in this case, a lead developer. My first question is regarding the games My Time in Portia and Sandrock. What was the biggest aspiration for this game series? And I was given the answer of, we want to build the My Time series into a big IP that we can continue to do more. So when we started to develop Portia, we had a big world background setting and had many stories in mind, and we would tell stories one by one. Each city has its characters, scenery, and stories to tell. For example, Portia tells the story of a small oceanside town, while Sandrock will tell of the small desert town. We hope there will be many more stories to tell in the future. If we could, My Time of Duvos might not have to wait until 2077. And laughing ensues, a joke, but it all depends on how Sandrock sells. And at this rate, I think Sandrock, my personal opinion, I think Sandrock will do much better than Portia, considering this is the second one. We've seen how Portia plays out, so people are really hyped up for Sandrock from what everything seems like. Wishlist on Steam, according to the Discord, as of wishlist yesterday at 9:01, we reached 303,274 wish lists. So the next, and that was the achievement we needed to get an extra new pet. Once we reach 400,000, 2 new romanceable characters, and 500,000 or 500,000 able to romance all eligible characters. If we get 500,000, that would definitely be interesting to see. So, moving on to question 2. Can you share a bit about what your responsibilities in developing include? And they reply, I am... and I really apologize to everybody if I butcher the name. I am Zuzai? Zusai? I believe that is how it's pronounced. If it's not, I am deeply sorry. The director of Portia and Sandrock, and I was responsible for the overall design and development of My Time games. I'm responsible for the designing the main gameplay of the My Time series, NPCs design, romance stories designing, and many other aspects. Our team works together and tries our best to present the My Time world and the core gameplay to our dearest players. Pretty straightforward. Number 3. Compared to Portia, what improvements would you say you are most pleased with? And their reply was, we We are delighted for everything because we've improved everything, included but not just things that were complained about or the things that we found we were not doing well in Porsche. For example, we improved save and load. In simulation games, sleeping to save is common, which you can see in, and this is my comments, which you can see in Stardew Valley, Harvest Moon games. I believe even Rune Dungeon does the same thing. So, uh, continuing on. So sleeping to save game is common, so players need to plan their days. However, in Porsche, there was a lot of feedback that players want a more flexible save system. And I covered this in my previous video as well. We listened to the feedback and modified it in Sandrock. Now you can save and load at any time, so players have more freedom to play now. Also, dating improved. Porsche can only play the next day after you ask, but we can't change it due to limitations of AI design or the underlying programming structure. However, we have adapted more advanced AI and new structure for characters in Sandrock. Now we can date and play with your favorite characters at any time. There are more generally. We've pretty much improved everything in Sandrock, and we believe we can present more fun to players. Question number 4. As a developer, what is the one thing you wish customers understood when it comes to making games but don't? Yes, we have some complex development problems. For example, sometimes we want to have certain features, but the program is super complicated to implement. It takes a year to modify some functions or features. So I think, and I'm stepping a little bit into probably overstepping or making assumptions, but what it sounds like is, as a customer, we don't realize how much time stuff like this needs to go through, how much effort it takes to design a game from the ground up. Now, sometimes you can take what you already have from a previous game and build onto that, but you can only do so much in that aspect. I believe you need to sometimes start from square one and then take what you've already built in previous games and use that as building blocks, but not the entire structure. I think that's what they're trying to get at. And I think they're trying to say that understanding and patience will go much further than trying to pressure them to work faster and harder. Question number 5. Developing games can be quite stressful, I imagine. How do you shake those stresses of the day off? And their response was, the pressure is okay. It's worth it when you get a good version of your game, which gains good feedback. Usually I have to adjust to the pressure, such as going out to have a meal with my family and playing with my baby. He is adorable. So I'll feel good whenever I look at his face. Sometimes I also play games, watching TV, and something to relax. So, from everybody, I do want to say I hope you and your family have a good time with this, and congratulations to your baby, though a bit delayed or belated. Moving on, what is your favorite food? I like Chongqing's. Again, I apologize. I am probably butchering these names. A city local to southwest China. Local food such as the Xiao mein, famous local noodles, and the hot pot. But that's basically the questions that I answered. I wanted to do something quick and simple. I understand the developers have quite a busy schedule, and the fact that they were able to spend the time to even answer my questions, as well as talking to the community in their own Discord, is more than enough to make me happy, for one. So, just a personal thank you to Pepa for your continued work. I hope you all have very rewarding experience playing and making these games. I, for one, certainly do enjoy playing them myself, and I definitely will be looking forward to playing the early access My Time at Sandrock, coming up hopefully in the next few months from now, where I will be able to showcase it a month prior to the early access release. So feel free to keep an eye on my Discord or announcements on YouTube, Twitch for future information regarding that detail. And until then, this is Shagar signing off. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's just random gameplay just to give you something to look at. And until then, goodbye for now.